What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wawa and I am back with another Awesomenauts video, but this time it's gonna be something a little bit different. As you guys can see, I have picked up Froggy G, as this will be a Froggy G challenge skill build, and I'm actually looking forward to doing this. This is actually requested by one of my viewers from my live stream way back when I finally got back to the point of I'm able to do this, because I completely forgot to do it before I first prestige. But yeah, anyways, I'm back, and the challenge is to play as Froggy G without using any skills in the early stages of the game. Basically, you need to maximize your passive attacks and your basic attributes before you pick up a skill. So that's pretty much the challenge right here. And this is my second attempt of this build. I actually completely failed the first time. I had my solar tree equipped and it didn't work out pretty well for me. Now I'm trying out Piggy Bank because I got a lot of information from that first game that made me realize that this might be impossible for a solar tree build, so I have to try Piggy Bank. And a lot of people are actually having a lot of success using Piggy Bank for the early stages, or pretty much the whole game actually. They are actually having a good amount of success. I really can't blame them though, because Piggy Bank is the attribute that, or is the loadout that you want to equip if you are planning on putting on early pressure, which is not really my playstyle, because I usually like to go for a laid-back game, try to harass in the early stages, and from here on out I'm going to be able to do like a good amount of damage to my opponent. So that's pretty much my build, usual build. So this is pretty much taking me out of my normal comfort zone, and it was actually a good experience. I had a lot of fun doing this build, and I'm definitely going to try to do some other characters challenge build whenever I get the chance to do them. So characters, by the way, right now we have for our team, me, Froggy G, we have a Clunk, and we also have a Yuri. On the opponent side we have a Coco. Apparently they also have a Clunk and also a Leon. So from here on out, you guys are really thinking, Leon, it's so hard to deal with Leon. It's so impossible. He's a cheesy character, which I kind of agree. I do think he's a pretty hard character to deal with, but it doesn't really mean that he's unbeatable. Like even with this build alone, I can actually fend off Froggy or Leon, because Leon's really weak point, or one of his weak points, is that if you don't turn your back on him, because usually almost all of the Leons upgrade that backstab damage with a critical attack damage, and that's actually their major bread and butter ability, which they like to hang out with, which I don't really mind because it's really good. It's a lot of stack damage, especially with the bonus backstab damage. It's really powerful. So one of the things that I did here for Froggy G is that I farmed a lot, went to the jungle a lot, and I tried my best to farm above there as much as I can. It's really easy, because for some reason none of the opponents didn't really, or went to the high ground for farming. I guess they're pretty much constricted by Yuri, because Yuri is a pretty good character, and like he's a pretty good character with containing opponents to their sides, because whenever they go out of their sides, they're gonna get hit most likely by at least one mine, which is gonna do a ton of damage. Ow! Froggy right here getting hit by that self-destruct of Clunk. Did a lot of damage, but I was able to get a ton of energy back real quick. Okay, this is actually a pretty interesting start, because we didn't really notice a lot of activity from Leon. He might have been AFK from the get-go, but it doesn't really mean that things right now are going to be a little bit easier, because Coco is a pretty powerful player that can really just hold back the opponent's force with just his lightning ball. He's really good. If you're pretty good with your lightning balls and just focusing on what you need to target most, you're going to be pretty much okay. But Coco right here he's actually alright. He's definitely having a hard time focusing on a character to kill off, because we do have Yuri. He's a really tempting target, because he just floats around and really easy to target. You're pretty good with your lightning ball. Ow! So again, lightning ball and a nuke, and with Leon to finish things off, if everything of those hits, it's actually gonna be impossible for us to win. But fortunately, our Yuri is pretty good actually. A lot of people are saying that Yuri is so damn good. I actually am kinda agreeing, but not really, because mainly because I don't really play Yuri that well. I'm not really a good Yuri player, and whenever I play him, I usually suck. Maybe I'm just a bad player in general, but a lot of people are finding success in playing Yuri. I guess it's kind of good that there's a lot of people playing Yuri. He's one of the most unique characters here. He's the only one that completely floats and doesn't fall down until you hit them with like a critical hit or something. But yeah, he's a really good character, and I'm happy that a lot of people are doing well with him. But for me, I don't think he is that amazing. He's just a solid character. He's one of the characters in the roster that I think is like a DPS player. Not really a DPS, but his lasers do a lot of damage. His bubbles also do a lot of damage. Ow, that explosion, man. To get nuked. Oh, was able to dodge and light him off pretty luckily. But yeah, Yuri is one of those solid characters that you really want to keep around with your team. But the main problem with him is that he's not really a good. He can't really absorb, or like he can't really take that much hits. Like after a few hits, is already down to 0. Especially when the Yuri build is heavily focused on just upgrading mines and such, which is pretty tempting to do. Mines are pretty good, but he's really not mobile. I really don't like his mobility. He might be mobile for some, but I really don't find him mobile at all. He might float all over, but in small areas, he's really weak. Anyways, my first frag right there was from Clonk. Clonk died to me. Well, it was pretty much a team kill because my teammates was able to do the damage necessary to kill him off, or to put him down to a really low amount of HP, and I was able to kill him off, finish him off really quickly. By the way guys, I forgot to tell you about my loadouts. So the loadouts that I have right now is the fish bait, I believe. It pretty much gives you one more bullet that shoots out at the same time. It's pretty much like a shotgun upgrade where you do 2 damage in a certain area. So instead of doing 1 damage or 1 shot that does 6 damage, I'm gonna be doing 1 shot but fires out 2 6 damage. So if both of those hits, you're basically doing 12 hits per attack to your opponent. So it's a really good upgrade. It actually does pure damage also to towers. So with fully upgraded, you can do like 20 damage a shot to towers, which is really solid. And for my other upgrades, I have the attack speed upgrade, and I have the damage upgrade. So those are pretty much my basic loadouts for my main attack. And for the support loadouts, I have the Power Fills Turbo, I believe. Pretty much the default loadout for me. We have the food speed, footsies upgrade, and also the piggyback. Yeah, already told you guys about that. This is actually one of the scenarios that I really had to use piggyback, because it's, I think, a necessity to be really good in the early stages, especially if you're playing this kind of build. And I really needed that pierce, or that upgrade for the double shot attack for my basic attack, because it's one of the things that's gonna fend away the creeps of the opponents, and it's one of the things that's gonna do damage basically. And I'm lucky enough that Coco is a pretty soft character. I was able to do a good amount of damage on him. But Leon is not really the same. Leon's soft, but he's actually tougher than Froggy G, surprisingly. Another team kill right there by Yuri and me. We were able to kill off Coco. Very good job right there. That's actually one of the good things with Yuri, seriously. He's really good. I believe his beam can do slow on his opponent. And I'm not sure if our Yuri already upgraded that, but I noticed that the Yuri, or the Coco, when he was running away, he was pretty slow. Even though I was being slowed by his sparks, I was able to catch up on him still, or stick around his side. If you guys notice, around this point right now, I believe it's around the 8-minute mark of this game. I'm still going to the jungle, still trying my best to farm as much as possible without dealing with the main opponents. So that's really pretty much my main goal right here. Luckily the map is pretty small, so I can just go back to my HQ real quick and our towers are still alive, so we still have a lot more ground that we're free to roam at. We don't really need to defend both or all of our towers right now, as we're still doing pretty okay. Yuri is actually doing this amazing mine planting, which really limits Leon's mobility on the ground. So Leon has no choice but to wait for those bombs to disappear. But anyways, we're on the track right now to chase down Leon, but Leon is indeed gonna get away. Leon's actually one of those characters that's really hard to kill. Seriously, he's okay. He's not really that hard to kill, but when you do kill him, it's, I guess, a special moment. It always feels good whenever you kill a Leon, especially when he's invisible. You know, that's pretty much showing your guesstimation powers is rising such. Again, back in the jungle I am, so I'm just trying my best to just farm right now as much as I can. It's not really easy to farm with just basic upgrades, because usually when you're playing Froggy G, you are gonna go for the splash dash, spamming it all through your opponent's creeps. That's pretty much your main target. But then again, I guess the double shot is like kinda supporting it. I guess it pays back, I guess, because it does a lot of damage as well, and it's easy to spam. And I'm actually excited for the patch, by the way, that's coming up. By the way, I forgot to say that this is pre-patch, pre-Liam patch, I'm gonna call it, because there is gonna be a patch coming up on August 10, I believe. Yeah, August 10. It's gonna be on a Friday. There's gonna be a patch coming out where balance issues are gonna be fixed. Like for example, Leon is gonna be not doing his auto attack anymore. Basically, all the Leon players right now needs to button smash every time they attack, which is pretty okay, I guess. It might not be that much effective, but that's one of the one of the solutions that Geronimo Games was able to conclude with, and it might turn out well, might not. We will see though. It's still pretty far, or we need at least a week in playtime before we can really justify if it is indeed worth it or not. But yeah, props to Geronimo Games for reacting quickly. It's actually only been what, 8 days? No, 10 days since the release. The game came out August 1st, so it's only been like 9 to 10 days since the game released, and they're already patching things up for the PC version of this game. I heard there's a different system when it comes to the console versions of this game, because it's really hard, I heard, to patch things up with Xbox 360 or the PSN, because it's gonna cost the developers a lot more money to patch things, which I actually can understand, because that's actually gonna force all the developers to put out a pretty good product and not put out crappy product. But then again, it's kind of a weak model as well, which I don't know. I guess it's kind of unfair for the players in general. It's not really fair for the players in general, but still, it's working out so far, I guess, for everyone. And I don't really hear that much complaint for the console players about Leon. I always go to the community forums in Awesomenauts. By the way, the community is pretty active. If you guys are interested in participating in the community, you really should. I actually like talking there, because the PC community is just starting, and the console people are already helping out the PC community. They're like, oh, it's easy to deal with him, you don't really need to nerf him, he's okay, blah blah blah, something like that. Which is pretty cool, you know, every community is helping each other out. But for some reason, a lot of people are already saying that, oh wow, the PC version actually plays a lot different than the console version, which is really surprising. A lot of people are actually surprised that this is how the PC version plays out. But I think sooner or later it's gonna happen as well with the console versions. Maybe when the new character comes out, I think they're gonna be doing some major patch as well. So yeah, pretty understandable. Well, if you think about it, maybe the PC version or the PC community is pretty much the test run for every patches that comes out for Geronimo Games and for this game, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you guys saw it, but just right now I was able to go toe to toe with Leon. He was not able to kill me, even though he was I believe around my level. I didn't run away, I didn't turn around. That's because I just stood my ground and fought back. And that's the best way you can come and defeat Leon. That's pretty much one of the best ways you can do that. I was able to kill off one more enemy right there as Clunk died instantly, but then again I got too greedy, tried to chase down Coco and got hit by a lightning ball. Too bad. I was gonna go for 6-0. I want to hear my theme song again because Froggy G's theme song is pretty cool. Anyways, I believe I am done with my loadouts and I'm gonna start buying some skills here. It's kind of funny because once I started this game I never wanted to use another skill again because it feels so good playing with just your handgun or your water pistol. It's so empowering. Like you're able to kill off a good amount of people with just using your water pistol. Really good stuff. And this actually shows a lot of, I guess, depth to the character. It's maybe yeah, because basically when I started playing I always thought that Froggy G is a skill spam character, which I guess he turns out he is, but right now it does shows like he's not really that spam or skill dependent, because it is possible to just use your basic attack. But to be fair though, you need to be around level 44, so that's when you unlock the shotgun loadouts and other loadouts, other good loadouts as well. But basically all the loadouts I have right now are pretty much basic, and I believe I use one skill. That's pretty much my only skill, or the only time I use the skill, which is I don't really need to know it every time I use a skill. And I believe I'm gonna be able to do a couple more standoffs here with me and Leon, which might force me to use this. I think it forced me to use a skill. But then again, it couldn't be helped, that's why they are there. Basically, Leon's always using a skill because he is doing those crits, so that's pretty much using your skill already. Anyways, if you guys notice, we're applying or putting a lot of pressure on that small choke where the first tower was. That's pretty much the best area where you can just do a lot of damage to everyone, especially if you have good AoE. That's pretty much where you want to do your engagements, because it's gonna limit your opponent's mobility. It's either they're gonna move back and move back beyond the place of the first tower, or go straight up, shoot up, and they're gonna be trapped on the other side and gonna take so much damage if the opponents are pretty good. So that's why that area is so important, and I'm pretty sure you guys already do that as well. Like whenever you're Lone Stars always go for that area. They spam their dynamite, throw out their bulls, and try to take advantage of that area. Try to AoE everyone as much as possible. And now it's time for us to defend here. If you guys notice, we are doing a good amount of good defense, I believe. We haven't lost our first tower yet, and we already destroyed 2 of their towers. But it's always so hard to push against a team which has Leon, because you never know where Leon is. And Leon, as powerful as he is, he's really good at backdooring. That's why I decided right here to go for just the backdoor, just end this game real quick. I don't want to make the game long for you guys. And I think it was getting kind of late already at that day as well. So with that few seconds, I was able to do so much damage to the tower, and I'm actually doing a lot well against Clunk here as well. I guess it's really hard to defend without Froggy G and with the party. That's why I believe our opponents are doing a good amount of damage to our team as well. So I believe all my teammates just died right now, but I don't really want to go back because the HP of their core is so weak. But look at that, it's so weird. I just swallowed, I guess, 5 missiles, 5 basic attacks from Clunk here, and finally was able to kill him. But then again, he self-destruct, which is a really smart idea, and it basically took him away, or took me with him to his grave. It was actually a little bit of win for him because I am a little bit in a higher level than him, so I'm gonna spawn a little bit later. But if you guys notice right there, Leon already level 23, he's already farmed out. He pretty much most likely has every skill in his arsenal, or every important skill that he needs. like all those melee attack upgrades. Maybe he already has that. The move speed, the health pill turbo, most likely it's upgraded to 3-3 already. So that's pretty much we're in the late stage of the game now. So 20 minutes or beyond 15 minutes, I believe, it's already the late game. And that's pretty much where I stand. And look at that, I was able to do a standoff again against Leon, doing a good amount of damage. Even though I don't have my upgrade to my slash yet, I was able to fend him off, and he's not gonna come back for a while. He's gonna be forced to go farm or something just to restore those energy. I keep losing my train of thoughts here. What was I talking about again before like that standoff happened? Anyway, we are still doing pretty good. I guess we're a little bit behind now because Leon is again a little bit higher level than us, and our towers on the low ground is almost destroyed. Our tower on the high ground is completely demolished already. But here we go again. We're gonna try to. I'm actually gonna just try to suicide here. Gonna try my best to implement as much damage as possible. Good thing we have Clunk right here doing some damage for me as well, because Clunk's missiles do a lot of damage as well. But Leon, the most annoying Leon, was able to kill me off with his tongue, snatch, and slash. Still though, it's still a bit of good victory for us because we were able to do a good amount of damage to the core. But everyone just needs to stay alive. Everyone just needs to stay alive. Tower needs to be alive a little bit longer. You don't want that tower to die anytime soon. I'm actually doing pretty good right now. Level 21, 8-5 kill and deaths. Could have been a little bit lower in deaths if I stopped suiciding to every attack or to every core. Every chance I can get to the core. But I don't know. It's okay though. I was really just rushing, I believe, around this point to end the game. Kind of getting annoyed as well. I'm kind of scared actually, because around this point, this is where Leon really shines. There's so much freedom. There's really low amount of towers, and as you guys can see right here, if I didn't have my tower beside me, I would have died completely. So good job by my tower with his support. He just died. And yeah, it was actually a bad move as well for Leon. I thought, or maybe he thought that he was gonna crit really quick, like he's gonna hit like 1, 2, 3 crits, because that's really pretty much means that I'm already dead. So yeah, and here we go again. I'm gonna suicide, and not really gonna pay out pretty well for me because I barely did 20 damage to the core. That's not really a lot because I believe the core has 1000 HP. I really need to know this. I really need to know these basic information. Like I have no idea how much HP the core is. It's actually pretty weird, but I actually want to see numbers on top of the HP bars of every character, because that's pretty much gonna tell me how much HP my opponent has and how much shots I need to, how many bullets does it take to kill this guy, or if my splash dash will be powerful enough to just sacrifice myself towards the opponent and just kills him off. But then again, I guess that's a big help to everyone. It's gonna make risking, it's gonna make suicide a lot more powerful, I guess. Because people are gonna be stuck with this idea that, oh, I have enough. Yeah, I believe my damage is gonna be enough if ever I throw this lightning ball here, and if it hits him, he's gonna be dead. Pretty much. That's pretty much the scenario that they're hoping for. Wow, Leon doing so good here. That's one of the really good things about Leon. I seriously think he's a really good character. And I guess it's not really, I'm not really gonna complain. But yeah, we'll see what the patch will do this Friday. By the way, I'm gonna be putting this Thursday night, and it really depends on where you are from. But I'm pretty sure you are gonna see this when the patch goes live, unless the patch goes live around the afternoon. Like the game came out 1 PM on Steam, and yeah, it really depends on where you're from. But anyways, another engagement here, not working out too well for us, as me dying, and I believe Clunk is gonna die here very soon. Yeah, you guys, I think you heard that. No, Yuri's the one who died. Oh my god, I think we got wiped out. This is actually pretty bad right now. Our base is so open. I guess it's really difficult right here. We're pretty much naked right now. There is no tower defending our core between the opponent's area. So it's gonna be really neck and neck. This is actually a really good game. It ended up being a pretty good game. And I guess we're pretty lucky that Leon was not that active in the early stage of the game, or wasn't really supporting his teammates in the early stage of the game, which ended up paying out for us pretty well. But anyways, look at how much damage Leon did already. That's all Leon right there. Coco and Clunk were just defending in his base, or in their base, and that's the amount of damage that Leon was able to do. That's just crazy stuff right there for Leon. But yeah, he's gonna be going bye-bye soon. And look at that, we are able to team kill Leon. Finally team kill Leon. And here we go. This might be the last few moments of this game, because we know that we have a huge advantage whenever Leon's dead, and I believe that's at least a 20-second window whenever he spawns, and it's gonna take the whole time of him to go down the rocket. So it's gonna be around 30 seconds more before he spawns again. Anyways, here we go. Clunk and Mew gonna go for the final kill. Dashing in right now, killing off both characters, and there goes the core. GG by our team. Good job actually by my teammates. I actually did pretty well as well. 12-7. Our Clunk did really good that well, but also their Clunk wasn't able to do as well. Their Coco did pretty well though. And our Yuri, look at that. Yuri's doing pretty well. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was a pretty long video, but I just wanted to show you guys that this build is pretty possible. It's not really that hard. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are doing it already, and they're gonna be like, ah, you suck. It's new. I already do this every day. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. I am out. Bye.